Welcome back, everyone. This is part 2 of my short series on Chris Chan, where I try to answer the questions from Geno Samuel's documentary series about Chris Chan, A Comprehensive History. The questions are, what made him this way? What is the attraction? And what keeps us fascinated? Last time I did what made him this way, or at least I tried to answer that. Obviously, I don't think anyone really knows the actual answer to that. So today, in this video, I'm trying to answer what is the attraction? And I'll answer it for at least me personally. And I'm sure most of us have similar reasons why we find Chris Chan interesting, maybe a little bit different, but obviously I think everyone pretty much has generally the same reason for being interested in Chris, maybe slightly different motives, but uh, I think we can all agree on some general concepts. One thing I do want to note before I get into this, I made a mistake in my last video. I said that Chris and Bob moved school districts to get special education for Chris. They moved school districts to avoid special education. I haven't seen the documentary, the first episode of the documentary in a while, so I was mistaken. I thought that they moved for special education because, I thought, common sense would tell you that that's what your parents would want for you, get the help that you need. But no, they moved to avoid special education. The school district that Chris Chan was in originally said, hey, this kid is autistic and he's having problems learning and stuff like that and socializing. You need to get him in special education. They said, no, we're going to, just throw him out there in regular school. So they moved school districts and, Chris found some gal pals, et cetera, et cetera. That's how the story went. So I just wanted to make that correction. I apologize for that wrong information. Anyway, let's get to the question. What is the attraction in Chris Chan? Right away, I want to say that Chris Chan is obviously, known as locale, and he's one of the original locales, one of the first locales. So obviously there's the, basic reasons why you would watch anyone who's a locale, Amberlynn Reed, Wings of Redemption, Darkside Phil, whoever, it's funny, Schadenfreude. Maybe you want to feel a little bit better about your own life. If you live in a first world country and you're watching Chris Chan, I don't really want to imagine the dire straits that you would have to be in to not feel at least a little bit better about your own situation if you're watching Chris Chan. So, you do feel a little bit better. It's hard not to, really. So there's, the basic reasons for watching Chris Chan. But let's get into what is the attraction. So let me paint you a picture, a word picture. Imagine this scenario. You're going to the mall, it's like 2007, I don't know, maybe you're going to like Sears or something like that. And because, Sears was still in business back then and doing well. So you went to Sears and now you're going to the food court, you're going to eat a pretzel or whatever, something unhealthy at the food court. And standing in the middle of the food court is some guy holding a sign, which isn't, that weird because, people hold signs. I watched an episode of The Office where that guy was spinning a sign and Jim tried to spin the sign and he couldn't as well as that guy. People get paid to hold signs for advertisements, whatever, protests, a lot of reasons to hold signs. Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Krabs is in there. Anyways, there's a guy holding a sign, but this sign, you get closer and you read it and it says that he's looking for a boyfriend-free girl, which is a term you've never heard before because no one ever uses it other than Chris, okay? And then it says he's looking for a boyfriend-free girl, ages 18 to, whatever fucking year it was that you ran into Chris at the mall. So let's just say 21 for this time. So he's looking for a boyfriend-free girl, ages 18 to 21. And, then you keep reading and it says no blacks, no fatties, et cetera, all that great racist and, homophobic stuff like that, So you have a guy holding that sign. And then he's also saying that he's high-functioning autistic, which he's not. I went over that in my last video. Chris Chan is not high-functioning autistic. He's not low-functioning autistic. He isn't functioning anything, really, to be honest. And I don't know why people don't know this, but high-functioning autism isn't any kind of medical diagnosis or medical term. It's just kind of an informal term that refers to anybody with autism that lives, a relatively normal life, leads a normal life in society. And it really doesn't have any strict definition. So I guess if you wanted to, you could call Chris Chan high-functioning autism, you could call Chris Chan high-functioning autistic if you have like some really wide, loose definition of what high-functioning autism is. But by most people's standards, no, Chris Chan is not a high-functioning autistic. But anyways, yeah, you can't be diagnosed with that. That isn't a diagnosis. It's just, an informal term. Anyways, he's going around telling everyone that he's looking for a boyfriend for a girl ages 18 to 21, and he's a high-functioning autistic. Okay, so that's pretty weird to begin with. And then to top it all off, all right, he's wearing this necklace with what looks like, a deformed cartoon character on it, and, a deformed, deranged, golden-haired cartoon character, which is obviously a Sonichu, and you and I know it's a Sonichu right now, but obviously if you're, walking into the mall in Ruckersville, Virginia back in 2007, you don't have any idea what a Sonichu is because most people don't. Most people don't know what a Sonichu is. And if you go up to someone in a store right now, ask them what a Sonichu is, and chances are they don't know, and they're probably going to look at you like you're a weirdo. Tell you to get fucking lost. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'm going to go into my local Walmart or my, like a Circle K or something, probably be a better place, and say, hey, do you know what a Sonichu is? And see what they say. And I'll come back to you guys and let you guys know what happened. So anyways, yeah, you walk in and you see that, and it's like, how do you not look at that? It's like a fiery car crash on the highway, except, it's an autistic fiery car crash on the highway. And, you just can't look away. And then, you get home and you Google Chris Chan, and then, you're just going down that autistic rabbit hole that's never ending. And that's one, way you could find out about Chris Chan. And then another way, and this is the way I found out about Chris Chan, okay, is you find him on the internet. So let's imagine that you're scrolling through YouTube and you come across a video called Chris Chan Without Context. Okay, because that's the first video I saw about Chris Chan. All right, Chris Chan Without Context. So there's no context. I don't know anything about this guy other than that his name is Chris Chan, which obviously isn't his actual real name. And what I find is some guy just screaming at the camera saying, I want everything about my house off the internet. And I have no idea. And it's really grainy footage too. It looks really old. I have no idea what's going on. And that's the first thing I see. And the first thing I think is, I want to know more. And then it cuts to him, humping his PS3, talking about the signs of his penis. Okay, so it's like, yeah, I'm probably going to have to watch more about this. Okay, he starts screaming, then he starts humping his PS3, and then you find out that he ran over his PS3 with a truck or a car, I don't remember. It's just like, how do you see Chris Chan and not want to know more? I don't know. If that's you, please explain. Because when I saw Chris Chan for the first time, I just had to look up more Chris Chan. And I never looked back. Saw Geno Samuel's documentary, and I watched all of it. And that's where I'm at now. And, now that this whole, incest thing with Isabella, janke, has gone on, now has been a good time to voice some of my thoughts about Chris Chan, because people are searching for Chris Chan more than usual now. So I thought now would be a good time to do it. So thanks for watching. This is part 2. Part 3 will be out tomorrow, where I'm answering, the third question, what keeps us fascinated? So thank you for watching my long-winded speech about Chris Chan. Like and subscribe. I can't believe I just said that.